Hello, it's Big Cheds, and this is part of the daily education series on my YouTube channel at Cheds Trading. You can find me on Twitter at Big Cheds and Bitcoin Live, where I'm a founding analyst. For today's lesson, we're going to talk about the idea of the dark cloud cover and the piercing pattern. You can see a brief overview of what these things are. These are essentially two candle reversal patterns. You have a strong move up and a close below the midpoint of the prior candle, the dark cloud cover. It has an ominous name, and the piercing pattern where you have a move down and a close above the midpoint of the prior candle. Now, one thing to note in crypto markets, they're 24/7. So we have an equal close to the next candle's open. Whereas in equities markets or others markets, we see the close here, it gaps up and then closes below the midpoint of the candle. That adds a little more weight to the idea of a reversal of momentum. But let's take a look at a couple examples of the dark cloud cover and the piercing pattern. Here we have an example of a dark cloud cover on Bitcoin back in March of 2021. We have the strong advance. We see the nice price climb riding the EMA 8. Very nice green candle. And then we have the dark cloud cover closing below the midpoint of the candle. Now, of course, you'd want to look at the volume as well. If you have more volume on the second candle, that's going to add more weight to the signal. We didn't quite get it here. You don't always get the perfect setup, but the idea is that the bullish momentum has been squashed. There's been a dark cloud of bearish momentum that's covered the bullish momentum that came before it. And you see here closing below the midpoint with volume would be a little bit more ideal. But this is a decent example. And here's another example of a piercing pattern on Bitcoin where the candle closes above the midpoint of the prior candle, the mother bar, a big red candle. This would technically be a harami as well, but this is just a decent example, again, of a piercing pattern. And the idea is that the bulls have pierced that bullish momentum. They pierced the prior candle, reversing that prior bearish momentum. Again, these are Japanese candlestick signals, which means they're short-term signals, but they can provide a nice clue as to the momentum of the trend, the dark cloud cover, and the piercing pattern. And this is part of the daily education series on my YouTube at Cheds Trading. Find me on Twitter at Big Cheds, and of course, Bitcoin Live, where I'm a founding analyst. Folks, thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon. Big Cheds out.